Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? This is Jeff from the BKJMAC podcast experience coming to you live from Brooklyn, New York. Today's episode, season 3, episode 31. It's titled Jeezy Files for Divorce as resurfaced clips show Jeannie mom favoring white men over dark meat on the side. This article was written by Angelina Velasquez and it was published on Friday, September 15, 2023. So here we go. I'm going to read you a snippet of the article and I'm going to discuss it and see what it is. Okay. After only 2 years of marriage, Jeezy and Jeannie Man have called it quits. The rapper filed for divorce in Fulton County Superior Court this week on September 14. So he basically did it on a Thursday. According to the Atlantic Journal-Constitution, the Atlantic Journal-Constitution is a well-known paper in Atlanta. Anyhow, the rapper and Ma went public with their relationship in 2019. They wed in an intimate backyard ceremony at their Atlanta, Georgia home in March of 2021. So basically, they loved each other so much, and they made it public in 2019, and they had their wedding in 2021. But they had a private one because in 2020, COVID-19 had erupted across the United States and around the world. So in the next part, it discusses why they had that intimate wedding in their backyard as opposed to a private resort where hundreds and hundreds of people would have been able to come through to wish them well for their union. It states, though they initially planned to have a ceremony inviting all of their family and friends, they were forced to pivot after the COVID-19 pandemic hit in 2020 and the passing of Jeezy's mother in February 2021. So Jeezy's mom's passed away in February 21. So deep condolences goes out to Jeezy. Going down the article, the newlyweds announced their birth of their only child together, a daughter named Monaco Ma Jenkins, in January of last year. The couple reportedly has a prenup in place. Very interesting. So I guess they realized their love and marriage wasn't gonna last that long. It's probably one of the reasons why they put the prenup, because I guess they couldn't share their assets 50-50. And the details of their prenup was not made public. So it's kept private. So it's gonna be discussed by a lawyer, a judge, an administrative judge, and they're gonna see who gets what, who gets this. And most importantly, Jeezy wants joint custody of their daughter. So, that's going to be somewhat of a messy situation, because usually the judge gives the mother priority over their children in that sense. But I don't see Jeannie Ma asking for sole custody of their child. And according to the Atlantic Journal-Constitution, the couple was already separated for an undisclosed amount of time prior to the file. So that means they were living apart from each other. I mean, it's basically the love had faded out. Like, they weren't together no more. It was just gone. Like, sometimes I wonder, like, how does that happen? Like, they come together, they love each other, they get married. Jeannie has his kid, a daughter, a beautiful daughter. How does the love fade away? Why not work it out? Why not engage in couples therapy? Why file for a divorce? Why wait? They were together for a couple of years. Why didn't they just invest in couples therapy to save the relationship? It's like, these days, these couples want to get together, have a kid, and then go and separate, and they don't realize what they're doing to the kid, to their children. The children have to endure this separation by the parents because they just weren't adult enough to work out their situation. which is really really crazy. It's what adults do, but I guess that's not the case in this situation. Apparently, Jeezy was previously engaged to his longtime girlfriend of 9 years, MMG. They began dating in 2010, became engaged in 2016, and broke up in 2019. They share a 9-year-old daughter named Mara Nar. He also has 2 adult sons, Jay and Shaheen, from previous relationships. This is pretty crazy. So he has basically he has 4 kids. He has 4 kids, 2 adult sons, daughter is 9, and a newborn daughter from Jeannie. I don't know. There's something going on. You get into these relationships, but then you file for divorce. You get into a relationship, you file for divorce. I don't understand it from a guy's perspective or from a woman's perspective. Like, I guess, people get together and eventually they grow apart. And in this situation, they grew apart, but now the children has to suffer. And this new child that's brought into this world, they gotta suffer. It is what it is. There was a point by a comment in the article. It states, a second comment read, if a man files, she's the problem. That's tough. Good luck. Ma was previously married for a decade to Freddie H. She filed for divorce in 2017, citing inconceivable differences. Though H desired to have children was speculated as one of the reasons. So he basically wanted to have kids, and she didn't want to have kids, and because of that, she filed for divorce. So Jeezy, I guess, she budged and gave him a kid, and now they're separated from each other. So it's like, wow, okay. Let me see. If you go down this article, there was a point I wanted to actually discuss. It states, if a man files, she's the problem. So the point of emphasis here, if a man files for divorce, is she really the problem? What do you think? Is she really the problem? If a man files for divorce from his lady, is she really the problem? I think it's arbitrary. We don't know what the situation is. We got to see what would lead a man to ask for divorce. What would lead a man to file for divorce from his wife? And it's vice versa. Can the issues be fixed in couples therapy? It's just like, it just doesn't make sense. Why ask for divorce? Why get married if you're going to ask for divorce in such a short amount of time? It just doesn't make sense. But you know what it is? It is what it is. So I can't speculate on that. It's like a 50-50 for me on that one. Let me see. Let me get to this point right here. It states, I've never felt this ready. I've been through so much. I've survived and I'm shining. My heart is ready. I was meant to be a mom, she said in a YouTube video. She was meant to be a mom. She became a mom. But now the father and her husband is walking out of the marriage, but he's not walking out of the kid's life. So the kid will have 2 parents, but they'll be separated from each other. So I urge anybody out there that's in a relationship, that's about to get married and want to have kids, think about the children, think about the long-term effects. Because if you get into a marriage and you have children, you decide to separate, it hurts the children more. It really does. So you got to think about the children and not just yourselves, because it just becomes a really rough ride to deal with at the end of the day. I wish them well. I hope that, they're okay with that, with that decision that they made. Jeannie had made a comment back in 2014, but I think she was just joking. She wrote, she professed her love for black men, referring them as dark meat that she kept on the side. With that comment, I think she was just joking. I think she was just being funny, because if she didn't consider marrying a dark man at all, she was with one. So I think it was a joke. People just joke all the time, and I think the media, people, anybody who wrote this article, who tried to take something from 2014 and try to rehash into something negative now, I think it's pretty petty. But overall, I think it was just a joke in 2014. That was a long time ago, and people just weren't as sensitive back then to now. So, I don't take it as any regard to something serious. Yeah, that's it for this article. Thank you for listening. Peace, love, always. One.